The dinner rush had barely started when 16-year-old Lily Carter dropped a tray of iced tea directly onto Corinne Whitmore's designer purse. The restaurant went silent. Ice cubes slid across the polished floor. A glass shattered near the hostess stand. And Corinne slowly stood up. "You stupid girl," she hissed loud enough for every customer to hear. Lily's hands trembled instantly. "I am sorry, ma'am." "Sorry?" Corinne snapped. "Do you know how much this bag costs?" People turned in their seats. Phones quietly started recording. Lily bent down, desperately trying to clean the spill, while her manager rushed over. Corinne crossed her arms dramatically. This child just ruined a $5,000 handbag. Lily's breathing got heavier. "I can pay for cleaning." "You," Corinne laughed cruelly. "With what money?" The humiliation hit immediately. Everyone could see it on Lily's face. She looked like she wanted to disappear. But Corinne wasn't done. "No wonder service is garbage in this town," she continued loudly. "Restaurants hire children instead of professionals." The manager, Daniel, tried calming things down. "Ma'am, we'll absolutely compensate." "No," Corinne interrupted. "I want her fired." The entire restaurant froze. Lily looked up in shock. "Please, I need this job." Corinne leaned closer. "Then maybe you should learn how to do it." At that exact moment, a man sitting quietly in the back booth slowly lowered his coffee cup. Watching everything. Silent. Expressionless. Nobody noticed him. Especially not Corinne. Because if she had, she never would have continued. Lily Carter worked harder than almost anyone at Riverside Grill. She attended high school during the day, worked nights until midnight, and spent weekends helping pay medical bills for her grandmother. Most customers loved her. She remembered orders perfectly. Always smiled. Always stayed polite. Even during horrible shifts. But tonight nothing was going right. The kitchen was behind. Customers were impatient. And Corinne Whitmore arrived already angry. The hostess recognized her instantly. Corinne had a reputation. She complained everywhere, demanded discounts, threatened employees, and somehow always got her way. The moment she sat down, the pressure started. "This table is sticky. My water has lemon in it. The lighting is terrible. Why is it so cold in here?" Every 5 minutes, another complaint. Lily stayed calm through all of it. But during the dinner rush, a customer bumped into her shoulder. The tray tilted. And disaster happened. Now the entire restaurant watched as Corinne publicly destroyed her. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone," Corinne said dramatically. Lily whispered, "I said I'm sorry." Corinne pulled out her phone. "What's your full name?" Lily hesitated. Corinne smirked. "Oh, now you're scared." Daniel stepped in carefully. "Ma'am, please don't harass my employee." "Employee," Corinne snapped, "not for long." Then she made the call right in front of everyone. "I know the restaurant owner," she announced proudly. Lily's stomach dropped instantly. Corinne turned away slightly while talking on speakerphone. "Yes, Frank, I'm at Riverside Grill. Your waitress assaulted me with drinks and ruined my belongings." Several customers exchanged uncomfortable looks. "Yes, ma'am. I want her terminated immediately." Lily's eyes filled with tears. Daniel looked helpless. And from the back booth, the silent man kept watching. Still saying nothing. Still unnoticed. But his jaw tightened slightly. 20 minutes later, Frank, the restaurant owner, arrived personally. Corinne instantly smiled. "Frank, finally." Frank looked stressed the second he walked inside. "What happened?" Corinne immediately performed for the audience. This reckless girl dumped drinks all over me. Lily tried explaining. It was an accident. Karen cut her off instantly. She's arguing instead of taking responsibility. Frank rubbed his forehead. The restaurant was full. Customers were staring. Phones were recording. And Karen knew it. She loved the attention. You need to make an example out of employees like this, she declared. Daniel quietly whispered to Frank. She's a good worker. But Karen overheard. Oh, really? Then maybe you should both be fired. The threat worked instantly. Karen's husband sat on the city business council. Karen constantly bragged about her connections. And Riverside Grill depended on permits and local contracts. Frank looked trapped. Then he turned toward Lily. Go home for tonight. Lily's face collapsed. Am I fired? Silence. Frank couldn't even look at her. Karen smirked. That answers your question. Lily removed her apron slowly. Humiliated. Crushed. Customers watched quietly as a teenage girl lost her job over one mistake. But then the silent man in the back booth finally stood up. Tall, calm, older, maybe late 50s. He walked toward the exit without saying a word. Karen barely glanced at him, until he stopped beside Lily and gently placed a hand on her shoulder. You okay, kiddo? The restaurant froze. Lily looked up instantly. Dad. Karen blinked. Wait. Dad. The man smiled softly at Lily, then looked directly at Karen for the first time. And suddenly Karen's confidence weakened, because there was something terrifyingly calm about him. Let's go home, he said quietly. Karen scoffed. Good, maybe you can teach her basic coordination. The man stared at her silently for 2 seconds, then nodded once. Maybe. And they left. No yelling. No threats. No drama. Which somehow felt much worse. The next morning Karen woke up smiling. She replayed the incident online repeatedly. The video had already spread locally. Thousands of views. Most captions read, entitled Waitress Ruins Customer's Expensive Purse. Karen loved it. She read comments while drinking coffee. People are too sensitive nowadays. Workers need consequences. She handled that perfectly. Karen felt victorious, until her husband walked downstairs holding his phone. You're trending for the wrong reason. Karen frowned. What? He turned the screen toward her. A new video had surfaced overnight. Different angle, different audio, and this version changed everything. The footage clearly showed another customer bumping into Lily first. The spill wasn't her fault. Even worse, Karen's insults were louder than anyone realized. You poor little waitress. People like you shouldn't work around adults. Maybe get an education. Karen's face paled. The comments exploded underneath. She's bullying a teenager. This is disgusting. Fire the customer instead. Then came the real problem. Her husband scrolled lower silently and stopped. Karen's stomach dropped instantly, because someone had identified Lily's father. Former state Judge Michael Carter. The same judge famous for exposing corruption cases years earlier. The same man respected by nearly everyone in the city. Karen whispered softly. No way. Her husband looked furious. You publicly humiliated Judge Carter's daughter. Karen immediately defended herself. How was I supposed to know? But deep down fear finally started creeping in. Because powerful people weren't the scary ones. Respected people were. And Judge Carter had something Corinne didn't. The public trusted him. By afternoon, the internet completely turned. News pages reposted the video. Former coworkers exposed Corinne's past behavior. Restaurant workers shared horror stories. Even local businesses started responding publicly. One cafe commented, "She screamed at our teenage cashier too." Another wrote, "She demanded free food after eating entire meals." Corinne's reputation collapsed in real time. But the worst part, Judge Carter still hadn't said anything publicly. Not one statement. Not one interview. Not one threat. The silence terrified Corinne more than anger. Then her husband received a phone call, and his face drained completely. "What?" he whispered. Corinne stood up nervously. "What happened?" He slowly lowered the phone. "The council suspended my business contract review." Corinne stared at him. "They think our family image is becoming toxic." For the first time in years, Corinne actually looked scared. Meanwhile, across town, Lily sat quietly beside her father on their porch. "You didn't have to get involved," she whispered. Judge Carter smiled gently. "I didn't." Lily frowned. "But everyone knows who you are now." "Yes," he replied calmly, "and they made their own decision." That's when Lily realized something terrifying. Her father never used power. He used patience. Because patient truth destroyed people far more effectively than revenge ever could. Then Judge Carter handed Lily her phone. Riverside Grill had posted publicly, "We sincerely apologize to Lily Carter. She was treated unfairly and remains a valued member of our staff." Lily covered her mouth in shock. "They want me back." Her father nodded, but then his expression changed slightly. "Only if you still want it." Lily looked down silently. And after everything, she surprised him. "No." 3 days later, Corinne entered Riverside Grill again. But this time, nobody greeted her. Conversation stopped instantly. Employees looked uncomfortable. Customers whispered. Corinne forced confidence anyway. "I'd like a table." The hostess hesitated awkwardly. Then Daniel stepped forward personally. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Whitmore." Corinne folded her arms. "Yes. We'll no longer be serving you." Silence hit the restaurant instantly. Corinne laughed in disbelief. "Excuse me." Daniel stayed calm. "Your treatment of our staff violated company policy." Corinne's face turned red instantly. "You're banning me." Several customers quietly watched. Phones appeared again. Corinne realized too late the tables had completely turned. "This is ridiculous," she snapped. Daniel nodded politely. "Maybe." The exact same word Lily's father used. Corinne recognized it immediately. And for the first time, she understood how powerless humiliation actually feels. Then the restaurant doors opened again. Corinne turned instantly. Judge Carter walked inside beside Lily. Not angry. Not smug. Just calm. Corinne's confidence collapsed completely. Lily looked healthier now. Stronger. No fear in her eyes anymore. Corinne attempted a nervous smile. "Look, things got out of hand." Judge Carter simply replied, "Yes, they did." Corinne waited for threats. For revenge. For some dramatic speech. But none came. Because the punishment already happened. Everyone saw who she really was. And nothing destroys fake power faster than public truth. Then Lily spoke one final time. "You got me fired for one mistake." Corinne looked down silently. Lily continued, "But you lost your reputation because of who you are." Complete silence filled the restaurant. Corinne had no response. None. And as she slowly walked out, nobody stopped her. Nobody defended her. Nobody even looked sorry for her anymore. Because for the first time in her life, Corinne couldn't speak her way out of consequences. And the entire town watched her leave alone. Sometimes revenge isn't yelling. Sometimes revenge is simply letting the world see the truth.